Hey guys, it's May, and in this little video I'd like to talk just for a moment about today, which is the spring equinox. The sun is moving into Aries or has moved in at 4:46 Eastern Time and out of Pisces into Aries, and this is quite exciting. The sun to go into another house of fire, which is ruled by Mars, and this is a great exciting. This is the start of the new year. To be honest, this is the new year for the zodiac, essentially. So Aries, a rise. So when we think about that in terms of the zodiac and the circular wheel, which we are corded to, which we are an extension of, which is we are it is us, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. And when we think about Aries, that is the baby born, that is the ram, the head. And what do you store in your memory bank, in your computer type brain system? You have RAM, right? You have memory. And RAM is also in the word dream, which this experience, this file-based experience in which we are existing is based on a type of sophisticated streaming, if you will, dreaming, like a series of streamlines and dream lines and trams, which is Mars, inverted tram lines, as we are in a type of holographic grid-based system, but limited to our five senses of perception, our olfactory senses. We see, we have vision, we can see, but it's that third eye, that third ventricle, which we are that we want to tap into and connect to the higher plane of consciousness, which is emanated from the I, EYE, which is I, but it's EYE as it resides inside of you, connected to etherical forces outside of you. And this is the start with the zodiac. What you've got is a tool implemented, this zodiac wheel, right? Implemented into this system, this solar system, right? And how can that serve you is the whole point here. Well, it absolutely can serve you when you understand your patterns, your angles, as you are in an arc angle. You're a series of angles, right? We all have different patterns, geometric patterns related to the moment that we orbed into this or birth, BERTH, into this file-based experience, right? So we're a series of patterns. So what's great about Aries is this is exciting. As sun is consciousness, right? So moon is a little bit more emotion, darker, and in a different aspect of the self, of your experience that you're having here, of your avatar, right? So you have the left and the right, and so you've got the sun and the moon, the feminine and the masculine. And what you want is to spark into that sun, is to connect to consciousness. To be honest, this is even if you're not a fire sign or an air sign, which are two that really connect with the sun. The thing is you can still, I'm sure you've got aspects, it doesn't matter, and you've got to connect to consciousness, to the sun, to your soul, SOL, right? That is part of you, that is an extension of you, the Son of God, right? Essentially right there, looking beautiful with the beautiful flowers and trees that are coming. And here's the thing, is it's a great time for reinvention. It's a great time for reevaluating and reinvention of the self, of your file-based experience. No one else can do it except for you. And so I'm here as an inspiration for you, I hope, as far as I can share with you techniques on creativity, on writing, in analog style on just encouraging, especially for you to get out in the dirt and do gardening, whatever that may be, to connect. That creativity will connect to the higher soul, especially as we head into this rebirth, right? So, and Mercury, thank goodness, well, he's going into the shade now. It's called retro shade, I think. Or maybe I made that up, I'm not sure. But he goes back in kind of a shadow, and thank goodness he's out of the way, that guy. Because that guy is always close to the sun. And I'm not saying he's bad, and I'm about to do another video on him. But the thing is he's out of the way as far as communication should start. You should start seeing elements of better communication, like you're able to articulate more, especially with the help of the soul, of the sun-based consciousness. You should be able to articulate, not have as many glitches in your electromagnetic field-based, gadgets, if you will, right? Because it's hard to live without them. Believe me, I want to, and I can't come to you in this fashion for sure if I just ditch the whole thing. So, but I do as much as I can with analog, and it's just a great time to re-embrace all of this. And I said this in the last video that we must go backwards to go forwards. And then at the end of the day, to be honest, there is no linear. There's no linear in the way sequential based, chronological linear that we were conditioned to believe. It doesn't work that way. It's more of a wheel. It's more of a loop. We're in a loop based system. So that gives you, once you understand that, you can harness that power. Once you understand that, because the truth be told, when you get locked into the chronological sequence, Saturn-based system, when you get locked into that, subscribing to the number of years that you are, the ritualistic aspects of that reoccur annually, the seasonal depictions, the rituals that the NPCs get so excited about, right? When that I, which is you, the EYE, latches onto that, it's certainly a type of cell, isn't it? A type of prison. We get locked into that grid. But I'm here to tell you, you need to erase that, right? Just take an eraser and just erase that. Forget that. Use it to your advantage as far as the sun is out. This is, use spring to your advantage. Don't get me wrong. However, keep in mind that just because the digital is so thwarted onto us and we need it, you can still create your own sort of biofield, your own energy field around you that is only creative and unique to you. And whether that's writing, drawing, painting, gardening, woodworking, sculpting, anything with the hands, creating. That is the sole purpose of this experience, is to discover the creative aspect of the self. And I am here to inspire you on that. Especially, I'm really coming into my element with spring, with connecting with the sun, and I will share more videos coming up revealing to you different techniques and ways to help with creativity. As I know for a fact, I would not be at the level I am receiving cosmic downloads and raising my frequency as I have, and emanating, as I try to avoid manifesting, because it's just not a word that I like. But emanating, none of this would be had I not been the creative version, this creative version in this file-based experience. I wouldn't have these experiences. So I emanated a lot in this existence, and I believe that in our script it is orchestrated in a synergistic relationship by us In other words, it's much more than just, oh, I imagine it will come. Yeah, that's definitely, there's absolute truth to that. There's no doubt. But it's much more than that. It's much more. It takes some writing, some reading, some actual doing. You know, I'm not going to lie. You couldn't be lazy and sit around. And look, we can all be lazy at times, but I mean, it's not going to emanate. It's not going to transform into a T-R-A-N-C-E, form into a different form without your formula, essentially, of actually doing, whether it's cutting a pattern and sewing a dress, whether it's typing a letter, you know what I mean, whether it's writing in your own personal memoirs, painting, charcoal. And let me just say this real quick. It doesn't matter how you draw or how you paint or how you write. If you're scribbling now because you haven't used a pen in a decade, it doesn't matter. It's just about actually doing it, so that you can channel in, so you can turn the channel, you know, on the human system, which is a type of computer-based system where, you know, we can tune into another channel, right? Right? We can tune into another frequency. What did REM say? What's the frequency, Kenneth? Right? I'm going to decode that one too soon. So all music, especially of the Renaissance time of the 80s and 90s, 70s, is all code. It's all code for us, and that's for our benefit. And you know, the thing is as you do these things, and spring is coming, giving us more life. That the sun is giving us more hours, right? Horus, he is Horus. Moon is Isis. Which are only the two hemispheres of the brain, emanated out into a space that is actually not vast. It's inner space and not outer space. That is where you create from too. It's the inner. We perceive it as large and vast, but this is limited to the five senses, and that's why we perceive it that way. But that is not how it really is. And it isn't that, you know, a lot of these truth channels, I just want to say, and I'll close this up in a second, I just want to say a lot of these truth channels get on the negative or on the bandwagon of, you know, the arch nemesis. I use the word nemesis is yes, there's a nemesis, but it's, okay, you want to say it's negative, it's here to hurt you, it's hell-based, you know, the entities, and okay, but here's the thing. How does that serve you? How does that serve you? Wouldn't that lower your vibrational state and your frequency? If you had a chance to exit here, guess what? The next dimension, or plane in which you will enter is going to be a lower state. If you're of the frame of mind that you know there's bad guys and you're in this awful place in this prison. I'm not saying that there aren't elements of I mean, we know that, right? We know that. But, and I want to tell you, and I know how I can illustrate this point. You know, I've read this recently in a book on consciousness from 1970. And it's about an experience of a channeler and consciousness, the higher state of consciousness, and this makes a lot of sense, has said that to really raise your frequency and to really receive your channeled messages, your cosmic downloads into the constellations, and to have a much better experience and rise out of this, is to believe that all is good. Now, I know that's really hard, that's really tough, and probably a little easier in 1970, right? I mean, even though there's no past and future, 1970 is now, but we are in this dimension, in this plane, and the thing is don't you think, even if it's an extension of yourself, of consciousness, don't you think that the best way to lower vibration would to convince you that everything is bad or there's all these awful things? I mean, isn't that a wonderful matrix? Isn't that a great trick? I mean, in other words, if you were to accept that there is a mission and a reason for this. Okay, if you were to accept that actually some of the darker aspects, the lower dimensional forces that we witness on a daily basis in this place, what if that is to actually help elevate you? What if you turn that around and see that as, this is part of my elevation. If I didn't witness this, I couldn't rise above it. What if there's something, a greater aspect of you, of your consciousness, that is an angle, if you will, not angel, but an angle, like I've talked about before, guiding you, and that's part of opening your eyes. You couldn't understand the good without the bad. Do you know what? It's not going to serve you. I'm just going to reiterate, to get stuck in the hell-based prison mind system that a lot of these truther channels, and no offense to any of them, because a lot of them are wonderful, but to get stuck in that, okay? It's the same as searching for what mud flood and Starfort did. I mean, what a big, huge waste of time. You want to spend hours doing that? How does that serve you? Why don't you instead, make some flowers in a garden, paint some flowers? There must be something. Design your house, decorate your house. Well, Amay, I don't have a lot of money. Well, that's okay. Get some things from secondhand, secondhand store, estate sale, thrift store. I mean, design something. Take something ancient or antique and old and design it. Put a map in a frame on the wall of one of your favorite beautiful maps. I have one right now I'm looking at of Paris, okay, from the 1800s. Just do things with your hands and you will see, I will guarantee you will see a difference. And in yourself, you will feel that natural elevation. And that is in Aries especially. We're at the rebirth. This today is the new year, and Happy New Year. This is the real. But I know I'm saying, but sequential time is not linear. That's true. We're in the Gregorian calendar, the construct. However, when we base it on the cycles, I mean, this, if you want to look at it from a circular point of view, then you can look at it that way. But this time right now is the rise of the sun. It's the rise of the soul. It's the rise of consciousness. And it should be sparking your creativity in the house of fire. It's funny because people will say Pisces are very psychic. I know I am friends with several Pisces. I've not found one to be psychic. I found them to drink like a fish, for sure. I'm not saying they aren't, but I think it's a different type of psychic. I believe fire and air, and not, yeah, well, I'm biased, right? Okay. But I think each element that reigns in the spiritual being is you could attribute different psychic or clairvoyant abilities in different ways, right? Fire, the sun, makes a lot of sense as it's a higher element, and it's the ram and it's the head when you really break it down. And I don't have a diagram right now, but here's what I'm saying. Baptism by fire. So the age of Aquarius, or we're really just having the experience of Aquarius as Saturn and Uranus rule this dimensional plane, that we're this file-based experience, okay? So here's the thing. So the sun, okay, the sun being the fire element is at the top, and then you've got Aquarius, which is lower, that you could consider that lower dimensional fields. However, when all of these come together, even the water-based system in the earth, which is the body, we're actually, essentially, we are all elements of the zodiac, right? And that's when alchemy comes in, and that's a whole different discussion. But fire, when we think about the location of fire, that's the ram, the head. It's also the solar plexus. It's also Leo in the heart. And here's the thing: why I said baptism by fire. Well, Amay, are you telling us to blow myself up? No. What I'm saying is candlelight, campfires, Candlelight. Like, you know, when you really want something, when you want to wish for something, or you really want something to happen, you light a candle or several candles. You write it out on pen to paper. Okay, this, you are using the baptismal fire-based system. So fire is what holds the flame. The flame, for lack of a better word, the light is what holds the psychic energy, the all-knowing. It's essentially, it is us, and there's so much you can gain just from candles, and not. I know now there's some like petroleum fake. I'm not saying get those. There should be other, what is it, soy that you could use. When you want to do your magic, right? And what's part of the word magic is it's magi, it's image, right? So to help reinforce that image or that illusion, that is what the soul, the sun, helps you with. Because think about, before I go, and I talked more than I had intended to, but there's so much to say to you always. But think about this, how in the cycles of the seasons, sea, sun, right? We go all the way through the series of the 4 seasonal depictions, and then we get to cold, old, winter, and there's not a lot of soul, not a lot of sun. And then you get more in touch with that darker aspect of yourself, perhaps emotions and things like this. It's a different side of you, right? We are reflecting. It's like a mirror-based system, the magic mirror, right? Remember that Mandela effect of Snow White? So we are reflecting, if you will, a magic mirror-based system with the sky and the constellations. Like I say, we're the microcosm of the macrocosm. So when we hit winter, there's a lot. It's a little bit more of a reflective period, emotional and darker, you know, and that's when you deal with your relationships more, and families fight, and you know how days are short. And so this is the time where we come alive, arise, you arise in Aries. So in the spring, this is our rebirth. We are experiencing naturally in our file-based experience, our soul, our orb is ignited by the house of fire, the house of Aries. I don't know if any of you guys, I think that, well, it's the same as Sagittarius. I mean, Sagittarius is Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. But you could still have aspects. You know, you might have Jupiter in Aries. Wow, that's amazing. That's great if you do. You know, you could still have a trine, and I bet you do, to fire. So no matter who you are, no matter where you are, Aries is affecting you. So we have to take advantage, as this is the time for new projects, new creativity, things we've never even thought about doing might be occurring to you. Don't pass that up. Do not pass that up. I can reveal to you that most of the things in my life, whether it was, you know, I have this beautiful big Victorian. I'm not tooting my horn. I'm just saying, it's because it's all imagination. This is all an illusion. This is all script. But I helped create this script, like this beautiful Victorian house on a streetcar line in New Orleans. It's a dollhouse. I'm so fortunate that we have one in Croatia by the deep blue Mediterranean Sea. And you know, of course I've had tragedies, don't get me wrong, believe me. However, there are certain aspects of this script that I'm absolutely positive that I created. Okay? And it can't be done without that higher aspect of yourself, and engaging and latching on and opening that door of success, if you will. So like I was saying, this house, and then like flying on private jets, and then just my lineage being coming from a very unique blue blood, royal regal by Louisiana standards. You know what I mean? Regal, French family, very extremely unique, made up of generals and politicians. And Amay, we are not here to hear about your lineage. Okay, but here's my point. My ancestors stars. Here's my point, is that it all comes from the creator that is attached etherically to you, to your avatar, and you have those amazing, special, unique aspects. I can guarantee you do. You absolutely do. You've got some great ancestors in there, right? You've got, I know you do, and you have talents that are lying dormant, okay? And that why I'm telling you, in my life, in my file-based experience, I have cultivated, emanated wonderful, amazing things. Even, yeah, there's a backdrop of crime and bad, and I know that. Negative, dark, lower dimensional forces of the mind. I know that. Doesn't stop me. It's not going to stop me. And I'm not going to spend 3 or 4 hours on the internet looking up mud floods, star forts, and talking about the men in black. I've flown those people, and they're not anything. There's nothing to worry. I mean, yeah, I know how they. I'm sure, but I mean, there's nothing to worry about. It's an extension from inside of you, emanating from the EYE. The YOU is an extension of the EYE emanating. Moving in stereo, it's all inside of you. Okay, this is exciting time. I talked way more, but I hope that you can take something away from it. I'm here to encourage you and inspire you. I'm going to do a video actually of the house in New Orleans in the next couple of days and share it. Just some people are interested in that. They want to see, you know, French decor in an old traditional house of New Orleans. And you know what? It is layers of consciousness. Okay, where you exist and reside and hang your hat is layers of consciousness. Okay, this is a reflection of your inner self. I love beauty. I love beautiful pastel colors and beautiful art, and I must be surrounded by it. I create it, I hang it on the wall, and it helps me. It creates an oasis. Okay, and you can have that too. Doesn't have to cost a lot or anything. It doesn't have to. So I'm just saying it will uplift you. And what is the point of learning to fly and connecting with that higher level of consciousness? What is the point without uplifting your experience here? Because that's all it is, an experience. That's why you can't take it too seriously. That's all that it is. But you need to put your hand into the illusion, to create with your hand, rather than constantly vibrating with the Saturn black gadget in the left hand, right, which is connected to the heart. I could do a whole video on that, what's wrong with that. But anyway, we're going backwards to go forwards. Okay, we are rewinding to fast forward. This is what we're doing, and it's a movement. It's a movement, and we're doing it. And we're in Aries, and we're harnessing this power. The sun is on your side. I am on your side. Okay, the sun is on your side, and it's here, and it's resurrecting, and it is going up into the sky, giving you that chance. Take it. Forget the lower dimensional forces. They're going to be there. Don't let them stop you. I'm not. So I will quit this there. I love to see your comments. You guys are all brilliant. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this because YouTube, and if you're listening YouTube, and I know you are, I hate you, and it's AlgoTube, really, it restricts me so heavily. And I think I've found out recently it does this to a lot of channels that are really good. Let me just say that. And the minute when something pops up on my YouTube and it's got like 1 million or 500, you know, delete. I'm not looking at that, because that's propaganda. It's agenda. There's not even that many people in this place. That's a whole nother video. So what I'm saying is the ones that are the most interesting are the ones that are restricted, that nobody can find. So if you miraculously found this, guess what? It was a fated destiny for sure, as it is in this script, right? If you've been listening, it's a fated script-based destiny, and somehow it got to you. Then it is really a miracle. And somehow I have a large fan base in northern Pakistan. That doesn't even make sense. YouTube, the internet is part of the you know, the false-based reality. But you know what? It's the only way I can come to you. I don't have a choice. It's the only way. And I'm doing more videos coming up soon on writing with a pen and art and drawing and painting and things like this. So, and of course, astrology and the zodiac. I know I have a lot to say, and I'm going to say, like, if you know anyone who is interested in these topics, esoteric, art, astrology, analog, you can forward it. I don't like to say that. I don't like self-solicitation. I just don't like self-solicitation. I hate these people when they solicit themselves. I'm not soliciting anything. But if you want to, like, you know, you can. That would, I mean, it's a nice thing. It does help. I'm not gonna lie. It does help my energy and effort, because I'm here to help you. And I love your comments. I think you're all amazing and brilliant and interesting. And please let me know your thoughts on spring and Aries and anything maybe that you are inclined in doing creatively, you know, with this new spring and all this sunshine. And today is the first day. Very exciting. Okay, more in the next one. I hope there's something that you can take away from this, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks for listening. Thanks.